Hey there, my name is Mason, and this is a walkthrough of a More Leads Online MLO client dashboard. So this is going to be for one of our clients, Minoni and McConey, their landscape supply yard in Highland Park, and it's for December 1st, or all the way through the end of the month for 2020. So what we have here is all of our custom lead reporting. We record all the phone calls that come through from digital sources, and I listen to all of the new ones from numbers that have never called before. And if it is a lead, then I tag it as a lead, and that shows up as this number here. All the first-time callers, people who have never called, are these ones. So they only had 30 people of all these that were not either looking to buy something or they, price didn't match up, whatever, didn't convert the sale. But this many of them did convert. I have all the calls individually tagged at the call tracking section, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So the total form submissions are also here. We don't have these tagged, but there's a section down here that you can see which ones, and you can read them, and they're all pretty obvious on which ones are leads and which ones are not. So also from here, you have leads by source. These are ones that hit the landing page for Google Ads, and I'll show you that a little bit later too. These are the ones that came in from the Google My Business, decent number of them. A more detailed breakdown of the calls are here. Looks like they missed a bunch of calls on the 31st, but as New Year's Eve, they weren't in. Makes a lot of sense. Moving on down, shows their reviews for their Google My Business profile. This is an overall section. It's not time gated by December. This shows all time. And then this section here is some of the more recent, like the reviews that they have gotten most recently. It only goes back so far, so it stops on, they got some on June 9th and some on July 9th. It's been a little while since they got a new one. Number of reviews over time, you can see that it goes all the way back to show the first reviews that they got were in March 2009, and it just climbs over time. The reviews don't go away, so this will only show trending upwards, but you can see big spikes here and there for maybe they got a new site or something. It'll change based on your activity. Google Ads data, for them, all were running as a branded search campaign. Some of their competitors were advertising for the name Minoni, so we put out a branded search campaign that just covers their name, and that's why their costs are so low. We're only spending $40, $41 for 40 clicks. It's awesome, just showing people the right way to their site. There are other sections here in your dashboard. You can get more detailed information than just the overall first glance. So I'll show you what these are for. These show like the ranking keywords that we've plugged in and where they show on Google and any recent changes over that month in Google. So Bluestone went up 90 places, just means some change in Google's algorithm now recognizes the site. They change pretty much every couple of days due to algorithm updates or new content on competitor sites, but we use this to keep an eye out on any kind of emergencies. Also, there are other categories that we're trying to put here. Many people don't really care about Bing, so we're trying to put like a location for more local relevant searches. So it'd be more around Highland Park for these guys, but it'll vary based on your location. Now, go to the site auditor. This tool's mostly for us. It is where we can see if there's anything weird going on with your SEO. So this one has a H1 tag warning, so I would just report that to our SEO director and he'll take care of it. Everything else checks out, looks pretty good, so no other red flags for us to investigate right now, and you can go into a little bit more detail on these other tabs, but I'm not going to go in there right now. Google Search Console also has an integration that shows how many times a site was viewed on Google's search engine results page. They had 28,000 impressions over the month of December, and you can get more information about not the number of times that things were clicked. So there are lots of searches for their names. They had 225 impressions. A lot of those were clicks. Just because someone didn't click doesn't mean they didn't call, because they could have just typed in the phone number that they got from the results page. So let's see. Next, we'll go to Google Analytics. This doesn't get quite as in-depth as the normal analytics dashboard, but it gives you a good idea of the percentage of traffic that you're getting. So this is number of people that hit the website from all these different traffic sources. Lots of from organic. A lot of people already knew their website, so they just went directly to manoniandmcconi.com. And then here's their paid search campaign. 32 people went to the website from those 40 clicks on the paid search campaign, which means that some people were probably the same or at the same computer, and they didn't get a new tracking cookie. So this is just traffic sources. If you're curious about that information, yours will show the same. You can go and break it down per category here as well and see a little bit more information. I'll click on organic. So the keywords are not always going to show, but we know that some people made it there looking for mulch and Wisconsin Flintstone. Now, the other tabs, you may not have a Google Ads tab. Depends on if you're running a paid campaign with us, but Manoni and McConi is. It's just the branded search campaign, but this is all information that you can get from the Google Ads dashboard. Just while you're in here, you can stop by and see what it all looks like for whatever date range. I mentioned call tracking earlier. I listened to all of the calls from new numbers who were calling in, and then I can tag those as leads. So it shows we had 303 total calls. Of those, 279 were answered, and of those, there were 159 of them, somewhere close to half, a little bit above half, were brand new callers, people who had never called the website number before. Then to see, you can get more in depth with people who called. You want to see a certain date, you can check those. You can organize this however you want, name, date, and it also has, if the call was answered, it'll have a recording here, and you can click on this pair of headphones and it'll show you. It'll let you listen to the call. Then if you want to see just the ones that I tagged as leads, then you go to filter leads. That will show all 129 of their calls. And you can run through and listen to what it sounds like for you to make money. And the last section that I've got here is for your Google My Business. All this is available in the Google My Business dashboard, but we can pull it in here anyway, so it was just easy enough to add. It shows for still December. This is like how many times the GMB was clicked on, how many times people requested directions to the site. So for Manoni, if it's people need to go and dump dirt or they're going to pick something up, that makes sense. And here's how many times it was tapped on to call. All of these may not be recorded. It's a different thing that Google pushes forward, and it won't necessarily use our tracking number that we want to. So there could be a little discrepancy. Some of these may be tracked, some of them may not. Can't get 100% of it. These show the different reviews that came in during December, so they had no new reviews, so no rating to go with that. And then it shows a day-by-day call of these calls that they tracked. This is the day breakdown. It's like nobody's calling on Sunday, which is a good thing. All right, so that is a brief, quick 10-minute overview of everything that I feel like is really important to show you. But if you have any other questions, then just reach out to me. Thanks.